Hey guys, welcome to Everyday Fitness. My name is TJ. Here I want to help you get in shape to enjoy your life and your hobbies to the fullest. That means I want you to play until you're done. Do your sport, your activity, whatever it is that brings you joy and fulfillment. I want you to do that until you're done. I don't want you to have to stop because you're too out of shape to keep going. This week I'm going to show us a few new exercises, some things I started doing this past week, and I'm going to talk about being deliberate with your training. What are you working toward? What are your goals? Let's make sure that your fitness and your nutrition line up with your intentions. And of course, all this will be a part of your 100-day workout. Week 18. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for watching. I do have a few new exercises I want to show us this week. I'll incorporate that into the plan. Again, this is the workout plans I've written for you Monday through Sunday. I will scroll those across the screen here in just a moment. It's nothing that you need a gym to do. Like I always say, they're easy to follow steps. If anything, you do need that pull-up bar. I'll put the link in the description below this show. Hop over to Amazon, get one of those for yourself. You'll need that. Before we continue, I always remind you, always consult with your healthcare provider first before you start any diet, nutrition, or exercise program. All right, phone's ready. Screenshot this. Monday is coming across the screen now. Monday, Tuesday, all the way out through Sunday. The only thing we're really adding this week are the bag exercises. I'm sure you have an old backpack at home. I would make sure it's somewhat sturdy. The more weight you add, the nicer bag you're going to need. I'm using an old military bag here. I've got a 20-pound bag full of cat food shoved in there. It's a lot of bulk. Of course, I could throw some of these plates in there, but that will bounce around. I like to use something that fills up the whole backpack. It's evenly distributed. So honestly, cat food really works well. It's a big bulky bag, and it's only 20 pounds for this giant mass that fills the whole bag up. To me, that works out fine. So I want us to be intentional and deliberate with our training. Everybody wants abs, calf muscles and abs, but people really don't train those as much as you think. As much as they talk about it and desire that, you'll see people, they go to the gym, the first thing they hit, most dudes, they hit the bench press, they might do a few squats, they do a few curls, and they walk out of the gym. Oh, I'm going to get a six-pack. Well, how the heck are you going to get a six-pack if you haven't worked those abs, right? You have to work the muscles that you intend to use or that you intend to actually tone. For each individual sport, there is different types of training. You're not going to train for a marathon the same way that you would train for a powerlifting contest. There are hard and fast rules. Don't eat like garbage and move more. That pretty much sums up fitness in a whole. That's not going to change regardless of your discipline or your sport. But if you're training for a long distance hike and all you're doing is just calisthenics, that may not be the best thing. To me, I think calisthenics is phenomenal. But if you're doing calisthenics and then you add the exercises I'm going to show you here in a bit, I think that's probably the best for going hiking. I want us to be prepared for our exercises. If we know that we're going to start training for a triathlon, we know we're going to start training for a long distance hike that we have coming up, we need to make sure that our exercises are on the same path. Are we doing the right type of exercises? The last point I want to make is I want us to be motivated. To me, I don't want to get tired. I don't want to have to stop. That's the whole point of this channel, is to play until you're done, not stop because you're out of shape. So to me, motivation is easy. So I have a hiking trip coming up in a couple of months, I believe it is. I started now. I want to make sure that I am in hiking shape. Can I hike now? Sure, but I want to be the best I can possibly be. So I've taken that cat food, I put it in this bag, and I've been adding that to my routine. I'll walk, I'll do tons of exercises. So I'm going to slide over here so I can kind of commentate what's going on. So you can start out doing these exercises without the weight. Can this exercise be beneficial regardless of your fitness goals? Absolutely. With the bag, you can do military presses, press them over your head. You can curl the bag. Doing the curls with the bag is somewhat different than actually doing 20-pound dumbbells. Sure, I got dumbbells here I could curl, but it feels different, and you're going to get different results when you use a bag like this. The weight shifts differently, and the fulcrum, I think that's the word, is different whenever you're using a bag or like a kettlebell. It's similar to that style of exercise. Of course, wearing it on your back while you're doing step-ups or free squats is another great way to do that exercise. Free squats by itself is a fantastic exercise. When you're adding weight, you're being intentional. Hey, I'm going to be carrying gear, or for my case, I'm going to be carrying a child in this backpack. I want to be able to have enough strength and stamina to hike to the end where we're going. I want to play, swim, snorkel, whatever it is, and then hike back without being dead. The next day we're doing it again. I don't want to be completely spent on the first day that I can't continue my fun throughout the whole trip. Being specific with training isn't just training that muscle group or that movement that's specific to that sport. It's also training with the gear. If you're a kayaker, our idea is to stay in the boat. We don't want to be in the water swimming, but be in the boat. But have you ever swam with your skirt and your vest on? I mean, like actually done some laps. We like to train, we like to practice rescuing other people. We never think about ourselves being the one that needs to be rescued. It's very important to know what it's like to swim against current, through current, in current with your gear on. It is very, very different. So I encourage you, this winter, off season, whatever, find a pool, find a river if you've got the kahunas or a dry suit, swim. You need to know what it's like to swim and to move with this gear on outside of your kayak. I want to be very specific. There's a difference between training and practice. All of this is training for your sport. It's not practice. Practice you need to do to be very specific about a certain skill set. Training, I want you to get in shape so that you can spend more time practicing efficiently. If you're too out of shape to practice properly, you can't keep going. Now you're just practicing with sloppy technique. That's not productive. You need to make sure that you can get out of your own way so you can enjoy your sports and that you can practice intentionally. There is no substitute for skill. I'm not teaching skill. I want to teach strength and stamina so that you can get out of your own way and practice to get better. That's all I have for this week. I hope all that made sense. So many thoughts in my head. I put all this together this week as I started training for my hiking trip and wanted to make sure that everyone else is training deliberately for your sport, for your lifestyle, for what you want to accomplish. Make sure that you are being very specific and that you have an intended goal. If you have any thoughts, if you want my opinion, I hope you do, you're watching the show, send me a message. Let me know what your thing is. I'll do my best. I'll give you my tips, my ideas. You don't have to follow them. You can throw it away. I don't care. But if you want some ideas, I would love to help you train for your sport. I've trained for SWAT school where we're in tons and tons of gear, trained for bike school, trained for hiking, trained for kayaking. Obviously, that's my jam. I've even trained to ACE fitness test. I'll find out what the test is and I'll train specifically to be the best at that test. I want to remind you I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube. Please subscribe. Subscription is free. It's the best way to make sure you do not miss any of these videos. I put out videos throughout the week, not just part of this series. The link on this side here is the link to click that. It'll help you subscribe. Over here on this side is the playlist for this whole 200-day workout. Well, we're in the end of the 200-day workout now. It's part 2. It's the last 100 days. Duh. Follow that link for the playlist. Follow that link to subscribe. You guys are awesome. Keep it up.